Are you ready to discover the untold truths behind the Florida housing market in 2024? Well, what's with the home prices and why are listings surging like never before? Well, stay tuned as I unveil the surprising dynamics that could actually transform your next real estate decision in Florida. Well, if you look at the housing trends at face value, it really lacks an understanding of what truly is occurring. Are we at a pivotal juncture? Will there be some great deals for you buyers out there? For sellers, did you miss your selling time? Well, buckle up and come with me as I further explain the Florida housing market, especially on the Treasure Coast of Florida. Today, I will look at the most recent data from the first quarter of 2024, which reveals some very interesting trends in Florida real estate market. There's been a noticeable increase in new listings, median sales prices, and more properties available for sale compared to the same time last year. Well, hello, I am Maria Wells, a real estate broker with extensive expertise in working with buyers and sellers on the beautiful Treasure Coast of Florida. And that area encompasses Stuart, Palm City, Hobe Sound, Jensen Beach, and so many more. Well, if you plan to buy or sell property here, you're in the right place. So come on, let's get down to business in this video. Recent headlines have screamed that the Florida housing market is in trouble. Falling sales, rising listings, but let's add some context to that headline. It's true that home sales have decreased and the spike in active listing has significantly increased. But look, this follows an unprecedented drop in listings during the pandemic. We're just beginning to approach pre-pandemic inventory levels again. And thank goodness, which is healthy for the market for both buyers and sellers. In the post-pandemic, Florida had seen extraordinary increase in its population. Actually, up to 1,000 people a day were moving in here. Well, this growth, combined with unusually low interest rates and low inventory, resulted in an atypical surge in housing sales. Given this swift population increase and reduced interest rates in 2020, 2021, and part of 22, the recent dip in sales doesn't necessarily indicate a struggling housing market. It actually suggests that the earlier high sales volumes were not maintainable, especially with that kind of environment. Some of you may recall trying to purchase a home a few years ago when you would be looking at property with 30 other people in the home, crazy offers going all over the place, and all common sense was actually thrown out the window. Well, now with the change in the market, more listings mean more competition for sellers, yes, but even sellers didn't know what to do back then because their homes would sell and it would sell so fast that they didn't have a chance to find another home to move into, and then that ended up locking up inventory as sellers didn't want to put their homes on the market. They didn't want to be homeless, and it really even constrained the market even more. Now there's a little slower pace. It's actually good for both buyers and sellers as prices are stable and increasing a little bit in some areas north and south of us. It actually gives a little breathing room for both buyers and sellers with making that real estate decision. So what does this mean for you as a buyer? It means opportunity, and increased inventory gives you more options to find the perfect home. Even though financing is a little bit higher, if you can afford and get qualified, this is a great time so that you aren't fighting with all the people when interest rates start dropping. Let me zoom in to our local Martin County single-family home numbers, which, as I mentioned before, covers Stuart, Palm City, Jensen Beach, Hobe Sound, and more. This is really important to look at because our closed sales are down, just like I discussed, and our median sales price is pretty much flat, but still it's high at $575,000. And to the north and south of us, both of those areas have increased in this past month. Well, our inventory is up to 4.2 months from 3.1 months last year, but that's still below what would be considered a buyer's market. I would classify our market right now as really more balanced. Looking at historical data, the market's ebb and flow is clear. The boom years around 2021 were an anomaly, driven by low rates and rapid population growth from people fleeing all the lockdown states to Florida. Well, now, as the market stabilizes, we are entering into a new normal. It's not a market in trouble, it's a market finding its balance. Experts like Sheridan Morby from the Florida Chamber Foundation predict a stable, sustainable market moving forward. Whether you're buying or selling, this is really great news as it points to a more predictable and manageable environment. Mr. Morby went on to say that it would be claiming that our housing market that we experienced a few years ago was previously in a good place, which is something we have not seen in the headlines. It was completely opposite. Mr. Morby is exactly right. Understanding these trends is crucial in making informed decisions in real estate. I ask you to ask an expert what these housing numbers really mean. It's about the housing trend, not just numbers with closed sales declining and more inventory. In fact, the good news is, as I mentioned before, prices are stable, and in many markets to the north and south of us, we've seen increases, and my bet is next month in this area, we will see it too. If you're looking to navigate this dynamic market and need more information, buy your dream home, or just get the best value for your property, I am here to help you. If you have challenges, write them down below. I promise I will get back to you with hopefully a possibility of some great ideas to get you where you need to go. If you enjoyed this information, please hit the like button. In the meantime, let's go to this video where you will learn a little bit more about this area and the real story on the real estate here in sunny Florida. Until next time, see you later.